Luka's Kids, it's Luka's Kids, it's Luka's Kids.
Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How are you doing today? Welcome to another episode of Luka's Kits. This is a special one today because I actually was talking to my buddies from the Scale Model Car podcast. If you haven't watched that, go over to Spotify and check it out. Because we got BG, Chuck, and Jason. And Jason, well, he was really interested when I said something about this kit. And he's going to the NNL East this weekend. And he said he's going to look for this kit because there are some really cool parts. Because he did not realize it. A lot of people don't realize the great parts that are in this kit. And so I told him, I have one. I will do a Luka's Kits just for you, Jason, so you get to see what you're looking for there to get this kit if you find it. Best of luck to you at the NNL East. I hope I'm not ruining anything. You guys at the NNL East who have this kit and you're going to be vendors there selling it, don't go jacking the price up on Jason because you know he's looking for it. Because I'll tell you what, I'll be after you. I'll send Chuck after you. No, I'll send BJ.
What? No.
You don't want that. Anyways, as you can see, this is a completely sealed kit. We are going to open this one up. Just special for my buddy, Jason.
Oh, gosh.
That's right, Jason. And this kit is a very surprising kit. Just to let you guys know a little bit of a lineage on this kit. AMT 57 Chevy, but there is another AMT 57 Chevy that everybody really knows, which was their 1963 original release, that to this day they still put that one out. But this one was tooled in the 90s, and it has a lot of special added features to it. And they did several versions. They did this one, what we're going to look at, that is what they call the Street Machine, which it has tons and tons of hot rod parts. You don't even really see yet what it has. This was a surprise because as you can see on the box, it doesn't really show you what this kit is. And you're going to be so freaking surprised at what I show you this kit is. But the other variations of this kit, there was the Pro Shop version. And here's a little clip from one of my early videos where I opened up this kit and showed everyone what was cool about it. And you can see it has the photo etch. And then they put out a series of just the regular stock Bel Air based off of this tooling. None of the special speed parts that this thing had, though. This was the only version with the speed parts. All the other ones are all stock. There was the Pro series that had the photo etch parts, and then you had your other variations over the years. For some reason, people did not like this one. They really preferred the old 63 tooled version. That's kind of, I don't know, it's got a special place in everyone's heart. I even like that one, but this one seems bigger, but it really isn't. This one is actually a little more accurate. That 63 version was a little narrow and weird looking. It actually looks even smaller than 25th scale. This is dead on 25th scale. And we're going to open this. Let's open it up and take a look. You can see AMT, and they were owned at the time by Racing Champions. So this was RC2 is what they were called. And man, when RC2 had them, they were knocking out some really awesome, brand new, top, still state of the art kits. Back of the 90s, we got a whole bunch of really cool kits that round 2 happens to pop back out every once in a while for us, and it just was a great set of kits. So there it is. It's all opened, and let's take a look at this really cool kit. You are going to be blown away at what's in here. So here we go. This is just a fantastic 57 Chevy Bel Air. If I want to do a Bel Air, this is the kit I want. I really like this one the best. This one is awesome. My favorite is the one that have just recently come out, which is the Revell 210, and that's the 2-door post car. But if you want a Bel Air, this is the kit to get one of the variations. But this kit, like I'm about to show you, is really amazing. But look how nice that body is. It's just really super cool. And check this out. Look at, got headliner detail. I was always kind of like this about headliner detail because the center light over there on all these AMT kits would always give a slight little divot, but a little smear of putty, sand it, you get that gone. That's really about the worst of this kit. Parting lines are all in really easy to sand spots. You don't have to, like the parting line is slightly like the Revell kit that I complained about. The one complaint I had about the Revell kit is a bad parting line right here. Well, actually it was right alongside it, and you had to be real careful not to destroy this. There's a parting line, you know, where the molds meet up, right at the tip top of that line right there, and it just takes a nice little sweep. You don't knock the detail off, you just kind of round that off, and it's good to go. You got a couple divots right there because you have here for your hinges for the rear trunk. Look at how the trunk detail is though. And there's even more trunk detail where you see it, but you got your little rain gutter in there and all that, or whatever you got, you know, I've called them different things. The trunk jam, let's say. Beautiful kit. Here is the cool stuff. I'm just going to pull that out. Well, here is, you know, it's got some pretty decent tires. They messed up a bit. These tires are way too small for what this kit is, and when I show you, you'll know why. I don't know what they were going for. I think they had an idea for something, and then the trend was pro touring, and I think they tried to go that. I think they were going originally designing this to go more into the pro street, and you'll see why. But they switched it up real quick and went pro touring, and they put just not big enough tires. And there's a piece here. This is chrome, like bare metal foil, and look, they even give you some ignition wire there. We've got really nice glass. I don't know, look at that. Oh, that's kind of bad. It's in the bag. It looks like my glass got a little smear on there, but that probably can be taken out. I wonder how the heck that happened. That's too bad. That's a bummer. That's the rear back glass. There's the front, and the way it fits up from behind, it really like pops in and goes really accurate looking flush into here. You can see right here it pops into here, and the way this is pooched out, it pops out and looks to scale and correct on the outside. Let's look at the instructions, which is going to give you a little preview of what we got going, and the decals. Just some basic decals. Decals weren't fantastic back then. They had some pretty cool 90s colors of kind of classic pinstriping you could use, but not much in the decal area. Real quick, taillights are real basic in a 57 Chevy, so that's what you get. Let's take a look at these instructions here. Look at that big block. Oh, this is giving away some cool stuff, and look at that, it even talks about doing all your plug wiring, even for those guys who like it to be correct firing order. There you go. 1-843-6572 all the way. And we've got some cool stuff. Just great. Excellent, well done instructions. But I don't want you to look at these instructions. I want to show you the cool stuff. This gives away a little bit too much. Let's open this up and take a look. Hobby knife. Keep out of the way of the fingers. Oh yeah, here we go. There we go. Now we get a better look. There's those Corvette wheels, Corvette looking wheels, but look at the valve covers. Big black valve covers. I don't know, can you see that? I think that's in the plastic itself, the texturing they have. If you were to shoot some dull coat over those, they probably would look like, you know, the cast aluminum type valve covers. But look at even the V's there for the deck lid and the hood. They're separate. All that separate chrome pieces. I love that, separate chrome pieces, you know. Because sometimes you don't even want to put the center bar in. That gives you a nice opportunity there to kind of make a real racy looking car. And look at, there's your front bumper all open. And then the separate piece. That's something about the 63 version of the 57 Bel Air, is this piece is molded to the bumper. So when you lift the hood, this stays on the bumper. they corrected that with this version. But this is the only bummer, and you're going to have to strip an all clad or whatever your favorite, the Revell Chrome parting line. I always hate that. Can you see that? They still didn't get that right. There just always had to be a parting line at one point. That always sucks about bumpers, having parting lines. Now we're getting into the meat of all one bag too. So it's got a pretty good parts count, but it's not an excessive parts count. They didn't feel they had to have a bunch of separate bags. So let's open it up. So that's cool. Here we go. Do you see something about separate floor plan? And we'll look at this parts and a separate frame. But do you see something that's cool? Frame. It's got a complete fabricated frame in the rear, kind of Pro Street. I always felt it was a little bit too wide. It's too bad it's not more narrow, but you can still fit some pretty fat meats under this car. Because look at this. The whole back half, it's a whole fabricated back half. Look at all the special bead rolling done to the trunk, which replicates, the other side of the bead roll, because remember, the trunk opens up. So you got your bead roll on that, the popping in bead roll, and you got the pushing in bead roll on this side. So it really replicates fabricated floor and all that stuff really well. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to liberate this frame from the tree so we can pop it on here so you can see how nicely your fabricated frame fits in. There's a fabricated frame. Look at it real good into that floor pan. Okay, so we got the frame taken off there. And watch how nice. See all these pockets and everything? Look how nice this fits right in there. Which is so cool with a separate frame design, because you can paint the frame a color. You can paint your floor a different color. Just makes it for real easy modeling. But look at that rear end. I bet you never expected to see a 57 Chevy model kit that already has your fabricated rear end. But wait till you see what you have for a rear end setup in this. Oh, the detail in there. We're going to get to that in a moment when we take a quick look at the interior. Beautiful door cards, separate from it's not a tub, separate for the floor that, of course, I'll show you real quick. Very nice floor detail. You got your carpet texture in there. So you got that. There is a back seat. But who the heck wants a back seat? There is an option if you don't want the back seat. There is a filler for the rear going into the trunk. Firewall, I guess you would call. But look at, there's your nice walls of the trunk detail too. When you pop open that trunk, it looks fully correct. Here we go. Check this out. You got a fabricated up Ford 9-inch coilovers here. Those are the coils for the front. And look at that. Beautiful detail on a really lovely 4-link setup. And very nice Flowmasters. I wouldn't say these are Flowmasters. These are probably, they look more like, they kind of try to do Flowmasters. There's that one thing, but they put that ledge around them, the crimp, so it looks more like AutoZone exhaust. But look at the size of that exhaust. With cutouts, by the way. So you can uncork it when you get to the track. And there's the Panhard bar for the rear end. Oh, that's very cool. All these little pieces. There. Bunch of great stuff. Now here we go. We'll just take a quick look here. All the hoses and everything. But here we go. The engine. The big block engine. Oh, wait, real quick. Other parts. Rest of the exhaust. This is more for the rear again. You got some simple disc brake and caliper detail. I don't like that steering wheel, but it gives you a little racy steering wheel. There's the other part of the rear end. But look at that for the trunk detail. Look at that. Look at that. That is a beautiful, looks like a Jazz fuel cell you would buy from Summit. So cool. There's the steering knuckles right there. But here we go. Now, I've been wanting to show you the engine. Big block. It looks like it has a turbo hydromatic 350 or 400 actually. It would probably be more the 400, I would say, with a big block. Beautiful heads. Look at the detail on those heads. Not just the fact that, but the heads themselves look fantastic. Look at this. That's cool. An Edelbrock Victor intake. Look at that. That is such a cool intake. Let's get all the light on there. Didn't come with headers. What a bummer. You just got cast iron exhaust manifolds. There's your grill. It's separate because some of the kits came with a photo etch grill. If you can get a hold of a photo etch grill, or you just get the photo etch set from Model Car Garage, that photo etch grill will work out really great with everything you need to really give it that real look. And pretty decent design here. Two pieces, upper and lower part of the carburetor. It's got a little bit of linkage detail. And that's not too bad. It looks like a pretty decent Holley, 750 double pumpers and all the other parts there. Oh, look at that. That's a really nice looking distributor cap. Look at that. It's kind of pre-drilled in a way. Be very easy to drill it out. Look at that detail there. Your firewall, your center support right there. Beautiful, beautiful detail on the dashboard. It's got full gauge detail. This didn't come with gauge decals. That wasn't as popular in model kits back then as it is today. But I'm gonna have to give you let's give you another look. Look at that. That intake. I remember when this came out. That intake was like, oh gosh, we've needed a single barrel, big block, high rise intake in the worst way for model cars. Just beautiful. And there's a good look at the detail on that timing cover. How's that? Yeah. Engine is just spectacular. And there's the underside of the trunk. Look at the underside of the trunk detail. Full detail. The full detail of the understructure of the hood. Very nice. That's some of the best detailed under hood. Very nice hinges there. Detail for the hinges. Flip this around. You see your hood detail. And you have all your control arms. Everything. That all looks beautiful. Separate horns. There's even your steering box and part of your steering column right there. The rag joint. All your steering components and tie rod ends, and it's all separate. Very nicely done. Yes, here we go. There's your hinges for the very nice hinges. Very realistic looking hinges once you get them all together for that trunk. That's so cool to be able to show your trunk with that, with the battery, which this comes with a, they failed on the battery. It's kind of an old school battery, like a little too old for this car. You'd want to get yourself, like an aftermarket 3D printed Optima battery. You can probably find those with the fuel lines. I know you could put fuel pumps in there with your fuel cell and all the electrical wiring and everything like that. It'd be just really cool looking. So you got a lot of potential there. And there's some more of the seats and interior pieces. It's the front seat. If you want to use the full front bench front seat, I'd probably put racing seats in it. And look at this. You have an option to put the inner fender wells in, and that's just a part of the wheels. That's the whole kit right there. And you can see where, look at that. All that, it's so nice. Everything is optional for the under the hood. Nothing's molded onto any of your inner fender wells or anything, so that you can make it as stripped down as you want. I'm planning on building an actual full-blown race car with this, and I'll probably have it very stripped down. I wanted to do like a super stock car or something out of this, or something like that. But I'm going to go with a race car. I've been wanting to build a 57 Chevy race car with big fat tires for the longest time. That's what I bought this kit for, and I finally opened it up for you guys, especially you, Jason. So he's on the hunt for this kit. He's probably going to be really mad at me that I'm making that announcement. Guys, be nice to him. If you got this kit at the NNL East, call him over and say, hey, Jason, because, the Scale Model Car podcast is like the best thing streaming these days. Here, I'm going to give you a great deal. So good luck on your hunt, bud. I'm pulling for you. I hadn't thought about this kit in a while, and boy, did I have to dig to find this. Holy mackerel. Yeesh. And I found a lot of other cool kits, too. Boy, I could just do 14 a week of these Luka's kits and show you all kinds of kits and go over all this great, history of them and how they came about. But I bet you a lot of you didn't realize that AMT over the years did two separate, totally different toolings for 57 Chevys. And you really got to look on the box, make sure what you're looking for, because even round 2 they still punch this one out. Not this one, I wish they would. Round 2 you should really put this one out, and if you do, if you can tool up some tires that'll fit under here, big fat tires. We need some slicks. I think this slick is actually too big for it. I had to do some grinding to get it to fit on one I was working on at one time. But I'm telling you, man, absolutely cool kit. Would love to see the Street Machine come out again, because it was only out once and we never got it again, and these are rare. The other ones, they did the Coca-Cola one. It's all stock and everything, but these were great kits. Really, really good kits. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. If you've been looking for 57 Chevy kits and looking for parts like that, or you wanted to do a tough Street Machine, tubbed, big tired 57 Chevy, look for this kit. It gets you there instead of having to cut something up and try to make it work. You're pretty much there. And you are there, because there are a lot of options. And I'll do a quick one. Let's have this frame all in here. Let's do a quick test of tires. What do you say? So let's go ahead and fit this in here. See how nice it fits in there. Got your tabs right there, clips on in. Stretch that out. Look at that plop in there. There you go. That's how that whole chassis fits in there, frame and floor. There you go. And let's see, here's the typical drag slick that's in a lot of the AMT kits. It's just a little bit too fat. But if you thin that fender, because look at how thick that fender is, and a real one wouldn't be that thick. You could thin that out. You could get this slick in there. It'd be tight. Here's an American Satco slick. That fits in there very nice. Very nice. You get yourself a really cool fat tire. I think we need a cool wheel in there. All right, there we go. How's that for a drag slick? Fits up in there real nice. Get yourself a nice fat tire in there. It's a very cool, all fabricated rear. That fits in there pretty nice. If you do a little bit of grinding and stuff, you could probably even get a fatter tire in there. And then look at that. There's all your interior trunk. You got that trunk open. How's that? Man, this is a cool kit. Just go out there and find one of these if you don't have one of these in your stash. If you didn't know about it, this is a score. This is a cool score. There it is right there. It's kind of deceiving when you look at it. You don't think it's like that. They don't really show it off a lot. This was a hidden gem that a lot of people missed out on because it just doesn't look like what it is. And that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I do these Luka's kits for. I want to show you guys things you might not realize that are in some of these kits that are still out there, man. You can still find these at a decent price at the swap meets and everything, and even on eBay. A lot of people there's so many 57 Chevys, a lot of people blow by this, I might have just increased the price, so don't hate on me, but I did let everybody know. So, guys, you got this kit and you're selling them. Come on, be cool. But there it is. Go look for it. I want to thank you all for watching. And why do we bust these kits open and just look at them and think about what we're going to do with them and eventually build them? Because it's model cars, man. And why do we love model cars? because they're fun. Here's the producers.
Luka's kids, it's Luka's kids.